Good evening, everybody. It is Charlie here, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. I do apologise about the stop-start content over the last few days and weeks, people. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes just regarding, obviously, me starting a new job and some other personal things as well that I've had to take care of. So that's why the content has been a little bit all over the place. But as I said on my tweet that I put out last night, we are back on a more consistent basis from now on. You'll be happy to know. We are back this evening with just a little segment that I'm going to start doing, I think, every Sunday night, where we just do a quick roundup and a quick catch up on the past week's events in the world of Leeds United Football Club. So just before we get into it, as always, please smash that like button. It really does help get the video out there and get more eyes on the channel. Please subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 3,000. It'll do me a massive favour if you could hit that subscribe button. Of course, hit that notification bell and get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below as well. So then, what's been happening? So let's just start off with the news that was shared over the last few days regarding Nick Hammond. Yes, Leeds United have appointed a temporary kind of director of football, basically, to oversee this summer transfer window, and that is Nick Hammond, who most recently helped Newcastle in their first big transfer window after their takeover back in January 2022. Oversaw the transfers of Kieran Trippier, Bruno Guimaraes, Chris Wood, Dan Burn, etc. So, he has got good experience. I think he's worked at Reading in the past as well, so he knows the Championship quite well as well. And in all honesty, it sounds weird me saying this about Leeds United, but it sounds like quite a smart and quite a sensible move. And yes, there's been talks of Stuart Webber joining Leeds United, especially after it was announced through the week that he will be leaving his role as the director of football of Norwich City. But he has got a 12-month notice period. He can be bought out of that contract early, which is what I think, if the rumours are correct, that Leeds United are going to try and work on in the background. And Leeds have said that they do hope to have a permanent director of football in place by September, October time. So, as I say, sensible that we've at least made the appointment of Nick Hammond for now. I do think someone needed to oversee this transfer window. Apparently, he's obviously going to review the previous transfer strategy and how it can be improved. Believe me, it can be improved a hell of a lot. Anyone should be better than Victor Orta, in my opinion. And look, if Nick Hammond does well in this window and if he gets a lot of things right, who knows, maybe he could get it on a permanent deal. But for now, it is just a 3-month contract until we find a director of football on a more permanent basis. Now, that does get me excited. It means that hopefully things will start to happen maybe this week coming, and over the next few weeks. Obviously, that leads us nicely into the managerial hunt as well. There's been a lot of names linked. Obviously, there's Daniel Farke, Scott Parker, Carlos Corberan. I think there was another name thrown into the mix. I think Graham Potter was like the second favourite on Sky Bet the other day. There is rumours that he's apparently bought a property in Leeds, and that's what got people thinking. But I don't think Graham Potter will make the step down to the Championship unless he sees it as a project. I don't know. But if Brendan Rodgers has said no to Leeds United, then I highly doubt Graham Potter will say yes. So for me, it's 3 main candidates now, and that's Daniel Farke, Carlos Corberan, and Scott Parker. I said on an installment of Bite Size Leeds earlier in the week that Corberan would be my pick, but I have had chance to reflect on that over the last few days, and I think Daniel Farke makes sense now. I do, especially the fact that he's overseen 2 promotions with Norwich City. Yeah, he did get relegated with them, but let's be real, he didn't have the backing in the Premier League with Norwich. I think in one summer window, they spent about 10 million quid having been promoted, which is a recipe for disaster in itself. You can't get promoted from the Championship into the Prem and spend 10 million quid. It isn't going to get you anywhere at all. So I think with the right backing and his style of football and players that he could maybe bring in, I do think Daniel Farke is the right fit for the job, and I do think it will be Daniel Farke that gets the job. He's like 1-to-1 odds at the minute. Is the bookies' favourite, which makes me think that over the next few days, or at least by the end of this week coming, we will see an appointment, and I think it will be Daniel Farke. Obviously, I was hoping that Scott Parker would be out of the running because he was nailed on for the Leicester job at one point, but Leicester have just appointed Pep's assistant from Man City. So that puts Scott Parker a little bit more into the frame, unfortunately. But I don't think it'll be him. If it isn't Farke, I think it'll be Corberan. I just don't think it'll be Parker. But Farke, for me, I would be happy with. And I just want to see, I want to start to see players leaving and players coming in now after the manager is appointed. But yeah, let's speak about some possible outgoings then. Obviously, it was rumoured this week that Man United and Tottenham are both interested in Robin Koch. Apparently, Man United have held initial talks with him. And I'm not just saying this because it's Man United, but I don't know what they're looking at Robin Koch. I don't know what Spurs are looking at. I think Newcastle wanted him at one point. I don't know what they were looking at, especially Tottenham. Did you see how he performed on that final day? That goal for Lucas Moura when he just waltzed past him like he wasn't even there. Do you really think they watched that day and thought, yeah, we'll have some of that? No way. He's crap. And I don't even care if he goes over to Man United. I know that it's a rival and everything, but I don't care. Let him have him. Could you imagine a centre-back partnership of Harry Maguire and Robin Koch? It'd be hilarious to see. Hilarious. He wouldn't get played there anyway. He's got more chance of playing at Spurs than he has for Man United, in my opinion, anyway. But you know, whether it's Cork, whether it's players like God, who else? There's McKennie that has obviously gone. There's Mark Rocker, go, please go. Diego Llorente, please go. You know, there's a lot of players. There's a lot of deadwood. Ilan Meslier, go for me. Just go. Saying that he'll only go to Chelsea if he's going to be number one. I mean, what planet is he on, and what is he smoking? Where he thinks he can go to Chelsea under Mauricio Pochettino and have the ego to say that I'll only go there if I'm number one. You know, you'd be lucky to get number 3 at Chelsea, mate. Like a polo mint, hologram. Things go through you. You're a goalkeeper and you can't save anything. I get a goalkeeper is only as good as his defence in front of him, and believe me, that defence has been shocking. But he hasn't been great either, has he? Let's just be real here. Let's just be real. Obviously, there's rumours regarding Jack Harrison. There's rumours going about Tyler Adams being linked with Nottingham Forest, being linked with Liverpool, Villa. I think Villa are in for Rodrigo and Jack Harrison, and West Ham are in for Harrison. And, you know, there's a lot of uncertainties at the minute, and it's a bit annoying. I want this manager to get appointed, whoever it is, and then I think we'll start to see things happen. Then we'll start to see players leave. We'll start to see players coming in. And as for players coming in, obviously, there has been a few names linked. There's Gustavo Hamer from Coventry City, him who scored for them in the playoff final against Luton. Really good player, about 10 goals and a few assists. Or is it 9 goals and 10 assists or something like that in the Championship for Coventry last season? He would be an absolute steal if we could get him over the line. There's Ryan Manning at Swansea as well, the left back who picked up their Player of the Year. There's Perot again at Swansea, good striker, good proven record in the Championship as well. You know, there is a lot of names that Leeds United have been linked with at the minute, and it'll be interesting to see who we bring in and who we sell. Obviously, there's Somerville's been linked with a move. I think Pascal Struijk has as well, Firpo as well. There's a lot of players that I would get rid of, but there's also a few players that I would want to keep hold of as well. I'd keep hold of Tyler Adams if we can. I don't think we will, but I'd keep hold of him. I'd keep hold of Nonto if we can. I don't think we will. Sinistera, again, that's an interesting one for me. I wouldn't be too surprised if we see Sinnett as a Leeds United player in the Championship, only because, look, I know he's good and I know that there'll be teams around Europe that may be interested, but his injury record didn't really play much in the Premier League last season, but when he did, he was good. So, and he may have a clause in his contract as well, but I wouldn't be too surprised if we kept Sinnett. There was that Instagram story thing that was doing the rounds on Twitter as well, where his agency arranged for him a birthday party yesterday because it was his birthday and it was all Leeds United themed. And I think LUFC Fan Zone retweeted it and said, "Look, is this an indication that he's staying, or is it just because he's currently a Leeds player?" I don't know. Maybe we're reading a little bit too much into that. But like I say, there's a lot of things in the background that I'm sure is happening. Obviously, they said about the managerial search that the final interviews will take part at the beginning of this week coming. So hopefully by maybe Wednesday onwards, anytime from Wednesday onwards, we should be hearing about an appointment. And then that's when the players start coming in. That's when players start leaving. Hopefully, Nick Hammond can do a good job in the months that he's here. And then Leeds United can appoint a more permanent director of football in like September, October time, as they said. So yeah, that's just a quick roundup of the events, the main events and talking points of the week just gone, guys. Obviously, I will be back with bite-sized leads through the week, 8 o'clock every night, with all of the latest goings on, and then we'll obviously continue this catch-up show on a Sunday evening as well. I might turn it into a live stream next week, actually. So if you're interested in seeing this video as a live stream so that everyone can have their opinion and their say live, hit me up in the comment section and I will do that from next week. That is no bother at all. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash that like button as well. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. Hit that notification bell and of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.